Good morning, students. Today our topic is malware, and this is related to Unit 2, cyber safety. So, in this lecture, we are going to discuss different types of malwares and the definitions of malware, of course. So, let's start. First of all, what do you mean by malwares? So, it is basically a combination of two words, malicious and software. So, we can say that malicious software is also called as the malwares. And what is the meaning of malicious software? These softwares somehow damage our data. That's why they are called the malicious software. So softwares of the program. So the software of the program that damage our data is called the malwares. That is the general term. Now, when we talk about the definition of the malware, so it is a software designed with the intention of causing serious damage to data. Okay, and second thing is stealing information on a computer network. So they can steal information on a computer network also, and allowing computer to be controlled remotely without the owner knowledge. And fourth important thing regarding to the malware is can be cleaned by antivirus. So these are the four important points regarding to the malwares. First thing is it is a combination of the two words malicious. Second is software. So malicious software are also called as the malwares. Second thing is it is a software designed with the intention of causing serious damage of the data. Second important thing, and they can steal information using computer network. And the most important thing, they allowing computing to be controlled remotely without the owner's knowledge. So nobody want to damage its own data, so they don't allow, although they don't give any type of information to user about the data. Just they steal the data, delete the data, damage the data, and even they control on the data, and they pass data from one computer system to another, from your computer system to another computer system with using networks. So that is the main work of that malware. Now I think the definition is clear to all of you regarding to the malware. So now it's time to discuss different types of malwares. So first of all, types of malwares here. You can easily see on the screen. These are the different types of malwares. Spyware is there, ransomware is there, rootkit, adware, virus, keylogger, worm, remote access, Trojan horse. These are the different types of the malwares. So the classification is based on the fact that they damage data in a certain way, or even some malwares don't damage the data. They just copy the data and they send the data, and so these are different types of malwares, and each malware is different in by with each other. Each malware is different to another in terms of its functionality, in terms of damage, or in terms of, we can say that the use the sensitive data, whether they can delete the data, or it may be possible that they don't delete the data, or they just pass the data to the network, and or just they use the data for their own purpose. So on the behalf of that, different malwares are classified, and so these are the different types of malwares. The important malwares are worms, Trojan horse, um, adwares, spywares. So these are the ransomwares is another important malware. So these are the different types of malwares here. There is a brief description of the all types of main types of the malwares here. You can easily see that. Basically, it is in short of the malware software which can be used to manipulate your computer and steal your information. That is the simplest definition of the malware. Malwares are the software which can be used to manipulate your computer and steal your information. So, two things which a malware can do, and these two things are, first of all, they manipulate your computers, and second thing, they steal your information. So, first one is spyware. So, as the name says, spyware. So, it collects information about users without their knowledge, and they send information to another computer. They don't damage the data, they just steal the data. So that's why they are called the spyware. Second is virus. Virus basically damage your data and files via downloads from the internet. When you download software on the internet, virus comes for that software also, and they delete the data and damage the data. One of the most dangerous malware is ransomware. Basically, it blocks the PC, taking control, encrypt your files, and demands a ransom to return them to you. So they are used by the hackers most of the time. So ransomware are the mostly dangerous malwares among all these. Next is adware. Your adware basically come from the word advertisement. So adwares, in adware, adwords basically ad word represent advertisements. So automatically displays or downloads advertising materials such as banners and pop-ups when a user is online. And next is a Trojan horse, and it is a computer program that seems to be a game, but in reality steals erase information. So they steal or erase informations. And last is worms. So they replicate the files within the computer systems. So we can say that they take a space and slow your system by making copies of themselves repeatedly. So that is the worm. So that is a brief introduction about all the types of malwares. So now it's time to take them one by one. First one is virus. So first of all, what is virus? Or what is the full form of virus? So the full form of the virus is vital information resource under siege, and it is a very important term and asked so many number of time of examination. What is the full form of virus? Now I think you all of you are aware to this fact that the full form of the virus is vital information resource under siege. And there are some popular viruses. Sometimes it is asked that name two or three viruses, because most of the student know the name of the antivirus, but they don't know the name of the viruses. So first one is Jerusalem virus, or Israeli virus, or it is also called as Friday the 13th virus, because it activate every month, um, date 13 date of every month when there is a Friday. Then brain or Pakistani virus, then April 1st virus, ping pong or bouncing ball virus, and stoned dark avengers. These are the virus. There is another question: what is the name of the first virus that is introduced? So name of the first virus that was introduced is creeper virus, and it is the first virus detected in ARPANET in the early 1970s. So it is a very important question as far as general knowledge is concerned. Creeper virus. ARPANET is a first network. You always also know that concept of the ARPANET when we talk on the ARPANET in Unit 2 and networking, when we discuss the concept of networking. So name of the first virus is creeper virus. This is a very important point. Creeper virus is one of the important and first virus that was introduced. And so there are some important points related to that. First one is full form. Full form is vital information resource under siege. Second is name of the virus. Different. These are the different name of the viruses. You can easily see on my screen. Jerusalem virus, or it is also called as Friday the 13th virus. Always remember that. Brain of Pakistani virus, April 1st virus, ping pong virus or bouncing ball, stone or dark avengers. And the first name of the first virus was that was introduced is creeper virus. So these are some important terms. Now next is computer virus. So what is the definition of computer virus? What is a computer virus? Note, the important point is computer virus is a type of malware. So the computer virus is a computer program that can reproduce itself and spread from one computer to another and leaving infection as it travels like a human virus. So there is a similarity between the human virus and the computer virus. Both of work similarity between the computer virus and the human virus is that both are affected, both both gives infections. One gives infection to a human and second one gives infection to a computer. So computer virus is a computer program that can reproduce itself. They have ability to reproduce themselves and spread from one computer to another and leaving infection as it travels like a human virus. Second important thing, which is the smallest definition of the computer virus, is virus are self-executing programs. It means they execute themselves or without taking the permission from the user. So this is the smallest definition of the virus. Viruses are nothing but only the self-executing programs, and they can damage the files. They can reproduce themselves, replicate themselves. So this is the definition of the virus. So some viruses may cause only testing effects, while others can damage your hardware, softwares, or even files. Almost all viruses are attached to an executable files. So most of the viruses are attached to an executable file, and they execute themselves without taking the permission from the user. And it is important to note that the virus cannot be spread without a human action. Okay, and because the virus is spread by human action, people will unknowingly continue the spread of a computer virus by sharing infected files or sending emails with virus as attachment in the emails. So viruses are spread most of the time by using emails or by using sending infected files which contain virus. So these are the some basic points regarding to a virus. So okay, first one is computer virus is a computer program that can reproduce itself and spread from one computer to another. Second definition regarding to viruses, viruses are self-executing programs. Third important thing, some virus may cause only testing effects while other can damage your hardware, software or files. And without human being, virus cannot be spread. So these are some important points regarding to computer virus. Next type of malware is adware. So as the name suggests, adware means adware basically relate to the term advertisement. So the malware related to the advertisement is also called as a malware and also called as adware. Now definition, adware is any software program that causes advertising banner to be displayed to the user. Okay, and adware helps recover programming development cost and helps to hold down the price of the application to the user. And these are come mostly with freewares and sharewares applications like the Opera, Kaza, iMesh, etc. And common adwares are Gain, Hotbar, Bonziwadi, Weathercost, Sido. And some are harmless but more tracks your habits and personal informations. So there are three important things regarding to adware. First of all, adware shows the advertisement, and second important thing that they comes basically with freeware, means that software for which you cannot pay anything. So when nothing is free in this world basically, so when a software come with a appears to as a freeware, then most of the time what happens that a adware is attached with that freeware. So basically they show the advertisement related to a particular product. So using this, they can recover their programming or development cost. So adware comes with a most of the time freeware or the shareware. Shareware are the software which we can easily share from one person to another, and there are different types of adwares as given here. So basically, adwares are any software program that causes advertisement banner or to be displayed to the user. Next is Trojan Horse. So what is Trojan Horse? That is one of the most dangerous malware. A Trojan disguises itself as desirable code or software. Once downloaded by unsuspecting users, the Trojan can take control of victim systems for malicious purposes. And Trojan may hide in the games, apps, or even software patches, or they may be embedded in attachment, including in phishing email. Concept of phishing is already discussed in our last lecture. So when I when phishing when there is a discussion about the phishing, then I told there the concept of the Trojan horse. So first of all, the first point which is very important regarding the Trojan horse, the Trojan horse basically disguises itself as a desirable code of the softwares. So most of the person just download that file which contain Trojan horses, and once downloaded by unsuspecting user, the Trojan can take control of the victim systems. They can take data from a system. Trojan horse can take data from a system and pass it to the network, or even they are capable to damage your data, and they are hardly to detect. The most important thing is Trojan horse are hardly to detect because they disguises itself as a desirable code of the softwares. And most of the time Trojan horse may hide in games, different games, different apps, or even different software patches, and they may be embedded in attachment included the phishing emails. So that is the definition of the Trojan horse. Some more important points regarding the Trojan horse are: they appear as interesting programs, but when installed, it allows intruders to access and read your files. And one of the most popular Trojan horses, I Love You Trojan horse, that come I think in year 2000. So they appears as an interesting program, and but when you install it, they gain the access of your computer system. They can delete your files. They can send your file from one your computer system to another computer system using network. So, and they appears to be as harmless, or they are hidden in a particular game or particular applications which you download, or they are shown, and they shown as they are desirable software or applications. And second point regarding the Trojan horse is a Trojan horse program is unique from the computer attack that allowed a remote user a means of gaining access to a victim machines without their knowledge. That is the most important things. So Trojan horse program is a unique form of computer attack. Basically, it is a type of computer attack, and it is a type of malware also, and it allows a remote user. Remote user means a user which is very far away from you, and even that person can access your computer systems without your knowledge. They can, and it may be possible that he or she may delete your computer files, or takes your personal information by using network through Trojan horse. And last important thing regarding to Trojan horse are: Trojan horse initially appeared to be harmless, but later proves to be extremely destructive. So initially they appears to be harmless, and they enter into the computer system, and they show that they are the harmless, but when they activate, they proves to be extremely destructive. That is another important point regarding to the Trojan horse. Now we can conclude the concept of Trojan horse. So basically, a Trojan horse is a computer program that appears to be useful, but they actually does damage. Second important thing regarding the Trojan horse is it spreads when people are lured into opening a program because they think it comes from a legitimate source. Second, third important thing is recent Trojan horse come in the forms of an email that include attachments. So Trojan horse are also come in the forms of email attachment, and Trojan horses can also be included in software that downloaded for free. Most of the time, they comes with a freeware or the free software. An example of Trojan horse is Happy 99. So there are two examples that are discussed in Trojan horse. One is Happy 99 and second is I Love It Trojan horse. These are the name of some Trojan horse. So the most important thing regarding to the Trojan horse is that a Trojan horse is basically a computer program or a software that appears to be useful, but they once they install into computer systems, they actually does damage. They are capable of damage of files. They are capable of sending of files from one computer system to another. So horse are basically the most dangerous malware, and they comes in the forms of email attachment also. And users confused because they thought that they comes from a legitimate source. So Trojan horse once enter into your computer system, then they can actually damage your computer system. Next concept is spyware. So as the name suggests, spyware, these are the malwares which basically gather information about a person or an organization and their knowledge, and then may send such information to another entity without the consumer consent, or that asserts control over the computer without the consumer knowledge. So that is called the spyware. They collect the data and send the data. They don't delete the data into a computer system. So that is the difference between a spyware and the adware, and spyware and the Trojan horse. They just collect the data regarding to a person or an organization with their knowledge, and send such type of information to another entity without the consumer consent. That is the most important thing, without the consumer consent, or asserts control over a computer without the consumer knowledge. In short, we can say that application that send information from your computer to the creator of the spyware without your attention, that is called the spyware. That is the simplest definition of spyware. So spyware are the application or the computer program or the software that send information from your computer to the creator of the spyware without your attention. Next important topic is ransomware. So that is a most dangerous type of malware. That malware locks out the user system and demand for ransom. Locks out of the user system means you are not able to open their computer system, even open certain files or connect to the internet, something like that. So it is a type of malware that locks the user systems, and for that purpose he demands some ransom for that. And basically we can say that it creates zombie computer that is operated remotely. So another person at another place can access your computer system without your permission, and you are not able to use your computer system without the permission of that person which can remotely handle your computer system. So we can say that it creates a zombie computer. So and the computer and the person gain the access of your computer system, and he or she may operate from another place to your computer system. So most of the time different individuals or big personalities and the businesses are targeted by the ransomware, and they demand ransom for that purpose. So if you don't fulfill the demand, they can damage the data or damage your computer systems. And this form of the extortion works on the assumption that the data is important enough to the user that they are willing to pay for recovery. So they gain the access of the data that is very important for a person or for any organization. So they know that this is a very important data, and if they delete that data, then it will it is very harmful for that organization. So they demand for their ransom for that particular data. So this form of the extraction work on the assumption that this data is important enough to the user that they are willing to pay for recovery. But the most important thing is there is however no guarantee of the actual recovery even after payment is made. So that is the most dangerous thing about ransomware, that most of the hackers, however, delete or damage that data even after payment is made. So that is the all about ransomware. Ransomware basically come from basically derived from the word ransom, or ransom malware is also known as the ransomware. Our next topic is worm. So what is a worm? A worm is basically self-replicating piece of code that spread via networks and usually don't require human interaction to propagate. So worms are the malware that self-replicate themselves. So they don't damage the data, but they eat the memory. So that's why it is considered as a malware. So worm is a self-replicating piece of code that spread via networks and usually doesn't require human interaction to propagate. You can easily see the second definition of the worm. A worm is a program that uses computer network and security hole to replicate itself. To replicate itself. Okay, wait a minute. So a worm is a program that uses computer network and security holes to replicate itself, and it scans the network for another machine that has a specific security holes and copies itself. And third point regarding to the worms is use ups computer processing time and network bandwidth during replications. The two important things are there. First of all, worm replicate itself and they eat memory. Second important thing is they use computer processing time and network bandwidth, and due to this your computer may be slowed down when there is a worm in your computer systems. So this is a type of malware. I think you are able to understand the concept of worm. Our last topic is rootkit. So rootkit is a set of tools which takes the ability to access a computer or computer network at an administrator level. Generally, hackers install a rootkit on a PC, then firstly get access to the user level, either by exploiting a known vulnerability or breaking a password. So rootkit is a set of tools which takes the ability to access the computer or a computer network at administrator level. And this rootkit malware provides mask instruction to the attacker and also advise the way to access the computer and another machine on the networks. So these are the different types of malwares which we discussed in this video. So this is a very important topic and asked so many number of time of examination. So definitions are very important. So learn the definitions in 2 or 3 lines with example, that is sufficient for you. I hope you all of you are able to understand the different types of malwares. Thanks for watching this video.